with a red right hand.
So here we have a Atlantic farm raised salmon, which we'll be doing straight cut on. We know it's an Atlantic farm raised because it's got a white tongue, spots on the gill plate, dark spots on the light body that end before the tail. And if none of that's present because it's head and gutted, it's got 7 bones in its anal fin. I'm going to call this the gill plate, behind that, collarbone, connected to the pectoral fin, dorsal fin back here, adipose, caudal, anal, and pelvic. When I do a straight cut, I start with my handle against the head. I'm going to turn my knife at a 45-degree angle to the lateral line, 22 degrees under the collarbone like I'm skinning a fish, handles against the head. I'm going to draw the knife into the head. It's going to hit the table, roll it over your hand, blade facing the ceiling, and I'm going to release the collarbone from the floor. I'm going to put my knife in here and find my spine. I don't have to see it. I can hear it and I can feel it. Flip the knife so it's facing the tail. Side 1, angle it down. I want this knife to be parallel and even with the dorsal fin and the adipose fin. Lift my belly with my non-cutting 4 fingers. Cut through the first few ribs. Do not bend the fillet up this way. You can check from the inside, see if you're on the spine. Wiggle your knife in there. Angle back, slide into the spine. Pull, push, slide your hand. Pull, push, slide your hand. Pull, push. You can notice I'm right on top of the dorsal fin. Coming all the way down through the tail. 2 hands remove the fillet. To assess your work, see if you can see the spine the whole way, dorsal fin bones, anal fin bones, cut through the ribs, they're left behind. We're going to take a paper towel and just lightly dry some of this water and oil. We're going to take our fish, 2 hands, roll it over, bring it to the edge of the table. Now it's still swimming to my cutting hand. Side 2, I line my tip up with the eyeball, come over the gill plate behind the collarbone. Now I have a lot of knife to work with. Tuck it under the collarbone, push in the head, and release behind the pectoral fin. Make sure that's separated. Same thing, locate your spine, roll the knife so it's facing the tail. This side, lift your belly with your non-cutting fingers. Cut through the first few ribs. Get your knife on top of the spine. And just with the tip on the table, slicing motion, you can hear all the ribs you're cutting through. And we're going to take that all the way through the tail, 2 hands, and release it. Once again, you can see the spine the whole way. You cut through the ribs. The dorsal and anal fin are left behind on the fillet. Because we cut high side to low side, outside to inside, we need to take these ribs off. First thing I'm going to do is get this anal fin off. I'm going to shave it at the way it grows, the same angle, for maximum yield. And then with my ribs, with the knife, nice and flat, push my rib bones up. Flatly come down, 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 down. Knife always is flat. All you're doing is scraping the ribs and coming out. When there's no rib left to scrape, the knife's going to pop right out, and we'll have one nice smooth cut. I missed one bone. Remove that. This fillet has the dorsal fin still on it, so I'm just going to shave the bones and connective tissue out from underneath it as shallow as possible for maximum yield. Always checking with each knife cut my progress, see if I have to make any adjustments. And then on this fillet, same thing. High to low, flat, use flat. All you want to do is scrape the bones and come out. Scrape the bones and come out. All the way. A little bit of anal fin here. Take that off. The last step on a straight cut fish is between the spine and the dorsal fin is gently brush back and pull the pin bones out in the direction towards the head. You can either use tweezers or pliers. Do not pull in any direction other than towards the head because you'll tear the flesh, and that will benefit nobody. It does not matter how many there are. The correct amount to pull out is until they're all gone. When you get towards the head side of the fillet, there's one that's always underneath on the side that And most people commonly forget to pull. It's got this weird little bend to it. And then you can just pull them out towards the head, towards the head, towards the head, towards the head, etc. And once all these bones are out, this can be described as a PBO fillet. It stands for pin bone out. The alternate way that some people buy them is PBI, which stands for pin bone in. But please always double check your work. If you miss one, you probably missed two. Constantly cleaning off your tweezers or pliers, because if you get a buildup of flesh in there, it may not grab your tweezers all the way. And there you have straight cut. We'll put those two fillets together, transfer them to a sheet pan, flesh to flesh, not skin on flesh. This way we keep bacteria off of them and we keep them from drying out.